Good morning, guys. So I just checked into the Ashley Tang Metang Hotel last night, and this is what the room is like. It's quite nice. Nice big bed, TV, little spot to do your work right there, and let me show you the bathroom really quick. And yeah, nothing fancy, but it's good. And it's located in central Jakarta, so that means you're like kind of right in the middle of everything. That's why I booked this spot. So some of the criticisms on booking.com were the breakfast wasn't good, and I personally found the breakfast to be quite adequate. Eggs, chicken, beef, salad, fruit, like what more do you want, guys? I thought it was quite good. The internet though is quite, not bad, but it's not adequate if you need to work. And it's also an unsecured Wi-Fi network, which isn't good either. So it's fine for connecting with your phone and checking messages, but nothing for professional use, obviously. I just finished my workout, so I'm gonna go take a shower and then let's head out. Alright guys, so first impression of Jakarta is, I would probably say that it's kind of like Muslim Ho Chi Minh City. Like being here, no thank you. Like being here is, it just reminds me of Saigon. It's very similar, the way it's designed. Like coming from Kuala Lumpur to here, Kuala Lumpur is much more cars, not a lot of motorbikes. Here, it's literally similar to Vietnam, where they have like a lot of the streets here, similar with a lot of trees and shrubs on the side, motorbikes, street food. Has the same kind of feeling and energy, so I have to say I quite like it. I really, and now I'm gonna, this is again my first impression, so I'm just gonna be exploring the city and seeing what's going on here. Another thing that kind of threw me off too is I got a ton of matches, not threw me off, but I got a ton of matches on a couple of different dating apps, which is not bragging, but that's normal for me out here in Asia because it is true that like Asian girls are into like white men. So like what you'll discover as you travel, it's like if you're a good-looking white guy, Asian girls and African women really like white guys. So if you missed, David Bond and John of Modern Life Dating had a really good series on like passport bros or whatever, which I don't really consider myself a passport bro. I just wanted to be free. That was more my motivation than anything else. Ooh. There we go. But what threw me off was the girl that I went out with last night was like, because like Indonesia is a Muslim country, right? So it's like, I assume, oh my god, every time. Hold on, let me get past this music. There we go. Every time I try and record, it gotta be super, just like, again, like Vietnam. Exactly the same. Anyways, what threw me off is that Indonesia is a Muslim country and this girl is a Muslim girl. And we went out for drinks, which she proposed, like, let's go to a bar. She ended up having tea. She's like, and I asked her, do you drink? She's like, yeah, I drink, but, you know, it's against my religion. Okay. And then she went home with me. Then we had a business meeting. You know what I mean? Which that was like, wait a second. I thought this was going to be like a little bit more conservative. So, I don't know. That kind of surprised me.
Hey!
Ooh. Also the matches on, let me show you guys. Really funny, just to show you I'm not like blind, but like ton of on and on. So like what I normally do is I set my location to like the city I'm going to be visiting. On and on and on and on and on. Like a few days before I arrive, and I usually end up with like 20, 30 matches. And then I usually just plan a couple of dates. So that's my plan. I'm gonna explore the city, and then at night probably go out with the girl. Yesterday, go out with the girl tonight. And then leaving on Sunday. So not bragging or anything, but one thing I do want to just emphasize that, because like that's often overlooked, is that because you always get the comment, oh, it's because you're a white man, it's easier. And it's like, I would say, like, I'm from Connecticut. Like, if you're a good-looking black man, or you're like Italian, like my friend Bobby, he's Lebanese. He's a little bit taller than me. I'm 1.77. He's like 1.79, just a pinch taller, and physically just a little bit bigger. Just like, I'm 166 pounds. He's probably like 10 pounds heavier than me, just more muscular. And he would slay it. When we were in college, he would just crush it with women, whereas like, I'm your generic white guy. It's like, Connecticut's not doing that well. So, you know, there is something to being exotic in a location, but that doesn't take away the fact that you have to do the work, because that's probably the most annoying comment I get and I see online. It's usually, it's like, again, from people who are just home and they don't do the work physically to improve themselves, and they're not doing anything interesting in their lives. Like, of course it's going to be harder for you to get women. And you're not gonna, no thank you.
Thank you.
I'm talking. No, that's okay. Maybe later I'll do that. It's like, again, similar to Vietnam. Anyways, it doesn't mean you can't do the work. Like, you have to be physically fit. You're not gonna just roll up to Thailand or Indonesia or Vietnam and get with attractive women just because you're white. That's a fallacy. No thank you. So, because that's just a common assumption people have who don't travel, who don't go abroad, don't see the world. They just have this like one-dimensional view. Okay, so I'm gonna go get some coffee and wander around. Also, I want to talk about the visa process, which I'll probably create a separate video on. Is a bit of a process to get to Indonesia, actually. I was quite surprised doing that my first time. It's like, I arrived at the airport, and then it's like, where's visa on arrival? Okay, visa on arrival. Okay, I'll go there. Wait in line, get to the immigration officer. He's like, okay, where's your receipt? Like, receipt for what? Receipt for payment. It's like, I don't pay here. He's like, no, you pay at the international transfers desk. It's like, why would I think to go there? It's like, then I had to get out of line after waiting for 25 minutes, go back, international transfers, pay there, get my ticket. Then I couldn't get my ticket because I had to first go get cash, which is no problem. I already knew that. So I got cash, got 500,000 rupiah. It's one of those countries, like, again, like Vietnam with like huge numbers. 500,000 rupiah. And then pay, get the ticket, wait in line, and then answer a bunch of questions from the immigration officer. Nothing inappropriate, totally normal questions like how long are you staying, where are you staying, why are you coming to Indonesia, like just basic stuff, nothing crazy. Like literally 2 minutes, boom boom, check the passport and stamp you in, there you go. And then getting a SIM card took a little bit more process. Like, Malaysia was so easy. Malaysia was probably the quickest country I've ever entered because they have the SIM cards right before immigration. That took like 2 minutes. Immigration took like 2 minutes. Literally, Malaysia took me a whopping 5 minutes to process in. Indonesia took me almost an hour and a half just because everything just waiting. Even the SIM card took 20 minutes. Buy it, put it in. They gotta register your phone number and you're with some IMEF or something like that. I'm gonna go get a cup of coffee. But anyways, quite surprised by Jakarta. It's quite again, it's like Saigon. Last night, tons of like street vendors out, really fun. And honestly, because I know most of my audience is males, so it's a lot of attractive women here. I'm quite surprised because nothing is Malaysia, but I didn't really notice any attractive women in Malaysia. No thank you. Maybe later. So anyways, why did I come to Jakarta, you may be wondering? No reason. I haven't been here. Everyone goes to Bali, so I'm like, all right, let me go to Jakarta and see what it's like. Is it good? Is it not good? Like, I really don't know. So everyone's kind of familiar with Bali. Maybe Bali is overrated as well. I mean, I do agree with like David Bond and John Modern Life Dating that Bangkok's kind of maybe past its prime a little bit, a little touristy now. I'm kind of over it a little bit being based there, so I'm kind of looking to move back to maybe Vietnam now that they have longer term visa, or maybe get a work permit or work, like figure out some way, because the American 1-year visa didn't come back. So anyways, walking back, we go stop at a cafe. Oh, that looks good. Okay, so I just arrived here in central Jakarta, and I'm going to a cafe. It's called Batavia, something like that. I think it was ranked as like one of the best bars in like 1996 in the entire world, something crazy like that. But I just want to continue a few thoughts that I was thinking about as I was in the taxi ride over here. So the thing I want to emphasize is that I have a unique perspective because I've been on both sides of the coin. So when I say the cliche of like you got to do the work, like I say that from a place of sincerity, not because it's the cool thing to say. Because I've been that 20-year-old guy that couldn't get women, was not successful, and struggled financially, wasn't physically fit. It's like I'm kind of an averagely built guy, like about 5'10". I'm not like a naturally big dude where like if you're a big guy and you're in your 20s, like you still get girls just because you're physically imposing. So, and I'm definitely a late bloomer where I just didn't grow into a man until I was in my 30s, where things started clicking, where I just got physically fit, started dressing better, built my business, developed confidence because you have that, and yeah, and you learn a lot of things about women too. Like that's what I said with the Muslim girl I had a business meeting with last night. It's like you see this different side of women that you don't see when you're that kind of unsuccessful 20-year-old. And one big surprise is that like women actually do respond well to older men if you take care of yourself, if you age well. Key point, because like I said previously, the big mistake is like people think that they're going to roll up to Thailand, and because you're an American with an American passport or you're white, it's easy to get women. And it's like, nope. No, it's not. You still have that burden of performance, which I love that word. You still have that going on. But you do have an advantage. So it's a little thing that helps you, again, have an advantage. So again, when I say you gotta do the work, I mean that from a place of sincerity. There's Cafe Batavia. And that's where I'm gonna go. Check it out. I had breakfast this morning at the hotel, so I'm not really that hungry, but maybe I can have a bintang, that's what it's called, bintang beer. So I'll do that over here. Hello.
Where are you from?
I'm an American.
American. Are you a YouTuber?
Yeah.
Okay, nice.
Yeah. Where are you from?
I'm from here. I work here.
Oh, Jakarta?
Yes, I work in tourist information.
Oh, really? Cool.
Yeah.
I'm just going to go to this cafe right here.
Okay.
All right. Yeah.
Bon appetit.
Okay.
Where you come from, sir?
I'm an American.
Netherlands.
Huh?
Netherlands?
Netherlands? No, I'm an American.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Upstairs, eh? I'm good with the... I'm actually good with the bar over here.
You want to sit at the bar?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Because I'm by myself, so let someone else have a table. This place is great, so I recommend you check this out if you're over in the Old City area. That was my first time having the Indonesian beer here. So, anyways, bintang is your standard pale lager. Had that once in other countries I had it before, so Budweiser, Chang, Leo Sing, same thing. And then that yellow beer, I was so disappointed by that. Like I bought like Radler. It sounds cool. And that's a total disappointment because it's 2%. And it's sugary, sweet, lemon, soda water. It's not actually a beer. So it's like, oh, this is definitely not made for me. All American food. Alright, so I absolutely have no plan. I kind of like doing the solo travel thing occasionally. I typically like to travel with someone else, but going to a completely like I came to Jakarta and like I don't know anyone, I don't know anything. Like, and that makes it kind of fun because like you can just do whatever you want. I think we get boring after like maybe a week or 2 weeks here, but spending 5 days here, I think it's enough time. That is a beautiful building right there. Okay, so let's cover a couple of different topics. So, when I travel, one card that I really like to use is my Wise debit card. It's this ugly lime green card. But what's great is that you can just deposit USD into your account, and then you go to an ATM with that Wise card, and then you can just withdraw cash in the local currency. And it does the conversion and pays all the fees. And that's it. Super simple. The downside is that it is a bit expensive. So that's why I don't recommend you use it all the time, because you pay a lot of fees. You have to pay Wise a fee, and you have to pay the ATM fee from the bank. And so oftentimes, like, I've withdrawn $30 or so, $35, and I had to pay like $4 in fees. Like, oh my god. But the advantage of that debit card is then I don't have to use my Charles Schwab checking account, which I typically have thousands of dollars in because it's my primary checking account. And I don't want to risk that card getting skimmed or having some type of issue. Then it's a big headache. It's my Wise card. There's no money on it. It's like I have money on it as I'm traveling, like $100 chunks at a time. And that's it. And then like when I'm done traveling, I just transfer the remaining balance and then transfer it into either Thai baht or Vietnamese dong, depending on like where I'm living. So like I'm currently based in Bangkok, transfer it to Thai baht and send it to my Thai bank account. Yeah, this is Old Town. That's the museum right there, but I don't see an entrance into it. Oh, there it is. Let's see, over here. Yeah. So I'm trying to make my way to Chinatown. Chinatown's way over here. It's a weird area. How did I end up over here? So right now my plan is just to travel. Let me switch this. Oh, that's pretty cool. Alright, as I was saying, so right now my plan is just to stay in Jakarta for a couple days, solo travel. Not really do much work, do my UX testing. I get orders on Fiverr and I'll just do that because it's not too demanding of my time, and the hourly rate's pretty high of what I charge and how many orders I get. So, but then when I get back to Vietnam, because I lived in Vietnam for years, I've traveled all over that country and I have a bunch of videos about Vietnam. It's like a second home for me. So like when I hit Saigon, it's really nice. Like I'm just kind of settling back into home, so to speak. And same with Bangkok, Thailand. Both those two places are home for me. So what I mean by that is I don't have that inclination to like want to travel and explore and see new things necessarily, because I kind of got it out of my system. Not to say that I wouldn't travel. Obviously, Vietnam's beautiful and I like exploring Vietnam, but I've literally seen almost everything in Vietnam. There's only like a handful of spots I haven't been, like Moi Nai and Sapa. That's really it. Okay. Where the heck is Chinatown? Is this Chinatown? Am I in Chinatown? I don't realize it. I asked the guy, he was like just being friendly, asking where I'm from and whatnot, and said he works for the tourist board. And he said you can either go to the ports, but he said it's quite hot over there, so you don't want to do that. Or he said you can go to Chinatown. And I asked him, all right, where's that? Because I remember driving past it on the taxi to get over here. Oh, that's cool. Welcome to Vietnam, I mean Jakarta. Ah, here we go. Alright, I guess that was part of Chinatown. Yeah, this is what I drove past on my way to Old Town. Okay, well. Hey. Pharmacy right there. What is this? Oh my God, it's hot. You do forget that you're technically on the island of Java when you visit Jakarta. And it's also wild. A lot of people don't know this and thought I was making, my family thought I was making this up when I told them, but like Jakarta sinks 1 meter every year roughly into the sea. And so the Indonesian government actually has planned to move the capital city. Isn't that wild? So it's like, I think that's kind of the value of YouTube, where you can kind of record and show things as they are now. Because who knows, like, wouldn't that be weird in 20 years people watch these videos and like, look at Jakarta in 2020 whatever. Or if they move the new city and completely abandon this city, I don't even know. I don't even know how that would work. Actually, I'll go this way. A&W again. What is with A&W in this country? It's like when I was in Malaysia, they have a Five Guys. I was like, what? I've never like a Five Guys in Malaysia of all places, because I haven't even seen that in Thailand. No, thank you. A&W again. I could actually go for a cup of coffee. The only thing I see though is Starbucks. I'd really like to find something other than Starbucks. So inside here has kind of like what you'd expect from a Chinatown. I mean, obviously it's just a local mall, but plenty of gold shops, just like Chinatown in Bangkok. And then, yeah, look at that, traditional Chinese food since 1973. Yeah. That's an exchange. Oh, wow. Huh. That's cool. Like a exchange for yuan right back there. Lots of perfect. Where am I? How did I end up over here? Alright, I'm at Covet Town. Coffee, yeah. Seriously, this place, Jakarta is Muslim Vietnam, or Islamic Vietnam, or Muslim Ho Chi Minh City. Very similar style here. Malaysia and Kuala Lumpur felt a little bit more like Bangkok, but way more low-key and clean and slower paced. This is a hotter version of Saigon. Yeah. This is like what you'd see in like Hanoi, Vietnam. Oh, that's quite random. Nice cafe. Tucked away down this street. Anyways, I'm in the process of making my way back to my hotel. I'm gonna walk to the end of the streets and order a grab from over there. Oh, I thought this would take me to the other side where I was. I guess I can go this way. I hope I don't get lost.
Iya, aku pengen beli ini motor.
Mami Acif. Panda Mami. Dia
Hah? Mau manis ya kata omongan. Kalau kita yang lembut, karena mabuk sih dulu katanya gitu.
Hello. Hi. That was a freaking turtle. Oh my god. I thought the guy was taking out like I thought he was like doing laundry. What is going on back in that street? It's just a normal market here.